3 years. 3 years it's been since I uploaded the arc analysis for Haganai, and I'm here now. And as some of you may have seen, I've been posting again in the comment section of that video. And yeah, I'm back, sort of. But it's been 3 years of absence, and you guys are probably wondering where the hell I've been. And I'm here to address that today. I'm here to kind of discuss the 3-year absence, things to expect in this channel, and a little bit of a response to the Haganai video, which I've been meaning to do and I just haven't had time. And then of course end it with shameless plugs, or what I call shameless plugs. Anyways, first thing we need to do is address what you're watching. You are watching the Overwatch beta, and towards the end you will see Last of Us Remastered gameplay, all from PS4. It's all just taken from the share button, uploaded to Facebook, and then downloaded from Facebook onto my computer, which surprisingly has higher quality than the YouTube player, which is kind of incredible. How amazing! I'm not patting Facebook on the back, but it's definitely nice to have a way to get footage from my PS4 back onto the computer in like stupid high quality. Like honestly, I did the 1080p option and it looks incredible. It's kind of amazing. It probably won't look that good on YouTube because the YouTube player shit, but still pretty cool. Pretty cool that it does that. Anyways, getting back on topic, trying to stay on topic here. Our last video ended up being like half an hour of just rambling. I'm gonna try to hit the 20, or I didn't even finish either. I only got to like 0.2 of like 5. So try not to ramble as much. I'm definitely gonna try to get to the point. I want to stick this around 25 minutes because that's how much stuff there's to talk about. So I'll keep it brief. So 3-year absence. Why have I been gone for 3 years? What have you been doing? First major thing is I want to go over just how arc analysis was written, the first one. So the first arc analysis was kind of the perfect storm of reasons to write. It was around August. I was not only motivated to write an arc analysis video, I was not only motivated to like write one because I had just finished Haganai. I was really upset. I also had a lot of time. I wasn't working at the time. I did have a relationship. I did have my serious relationship that I'm still in right now, but I wasn't going to school at the time. I just finished community college, so I was kind of on just a break time, and I mean, that's the main thing. I wasn't going to school. I just had work and my girlfriend, and that's it. And she also works full time too, so we don't even get to see each other that much, or as much as we'd like. So, and you know, just a perfect storm of things. I was motivated. I was upset at the Haganai ending because I liked the anime a lot and the ending was crap. At least the anime's ending. At the time, the light novel hadn't finished yet. I think the light novel was on chapter 10, I think? Or like volume 9, I think, was the newest one coming out. Because I think volume 8 ends where the anime ends, or shortly before the anime ends is where volume 8 ends. And then I think volume 9 was just barely gonna come out, and everyone was anticipating how it was gonna end. But and the Haganai's over now, which I'll get into later. But so when I originally wrote the Haganai analysis video, it was a perfect storm of things, you know, all the time in the world, all the frustration in the world. But as the 3 years have gone by, I'm going to school full time. That includes summer, because a lot of people say, why didn't you just write over summer? But I was also going to school over summer. I was trying to finish as quickly as possible. So I was also doing full-time school all year round, full-time work all year round, and then I've gone through maybe 3 or 4 jobs. I'm currently this is the longest I've been at one, which is about a year and a half. I've been working for a grocery store. So I've been doing that. That's been my current job, and that does eat up a lot of time. I get 20 hours a week, something like that. You know, it's not full time, but it's as full time as you get. Plus, you got to factor in school too, so it's a lot of time. I'm also in a serious relationship, which is eating up a bunch of time. My girlfriend and I have been dating for 4 years, going on. Yeah, it'll be 4 years this year, so it's 4 years. It's not even a matter of if we'll get married, it's a matter of when. We'd probably already be married right now if we were in a better life situation in terms of, I mean, we both still live at home. We both work. We definitely don't have jobs to get married on, let alone jobs to jobs to fuel a home to live in, which is a goal that we're trying to meet right now. So that is also, and with seeing her, it's usually not just like, oh, we see each other for an hour and then I go back home. It's like an all day thing. We see each other in the morning, we see each other at night, because a lot of the time we've made our schedule where we have like 2 days off a week where we can see each other for the whole day. Just, because that's what you do. That's what you do in a serious relationship like this. So, yeah, I mean, and some people say, oh, you could stand not seeing her for a week, but really it starts getting pretty bad when we don't. So, not like argument-wise, but just like, oh, I miss you too, but I don't want to make this a PDA video, public display of affection or anything, so I'll leave that. I've had some family issues as well. Luckily, no one's died, thank God. But definitely some kind of hiccups. I was in a big car accident about 2 years ago. I'm fine, nothing happened. I'm still perfectly healthy, but at the time of getting in the car accident, I had to take 2 jobs, which was really, really hard, especially with school, and I had to sell a bunch of the stuff I've been collecting. Some of it I've accrued back, but I needed a car right away, and I could only borrow my dad's car for so long, so I had to really scrounge up some money to buy a new car. I mean, the insurance paid for some of it because the accident wasn't my fault and was actually caused by the driver, the other passenger. I won't get into too much detail, but he tried to make a U-turn right in front of me when he didn't know I was right next to him, and we were going about 50 miles an hour, and he tried just pulling a random U-turn right in front of me, and I crashed into him. So the car was totaled. Luckily, I was fine. He was fine. But the insurance definitely pitched in some money to help buy the car, but at the time, we didn't know if that was going to happen. So I was trying to get the money, and like I said, a lot of what I've lost, I pretty much gained back. There's a couple things I haven't, but it's mainly like collector's items I can live without. I was sad to get rid of them, but it's fine. That kind of stuff is, materials like that are not as important as like having a vehicle to drive around in, especially when I commute everywhere myself. I can't do anything without a car pretty much, so I need a car, and that takes priority over stuff. But the main reason you have not seen me in an ARC analysis video, this is the major reason, and a lot of people are scared to usually admit this, and that's the lack of motivation to write analysis. I'd say about 50% of my free time is actually writing analysis, but not for this channel. It's for my education. I am an English major with an emphasis in language and literature, and a lot of what I do is write analysis for literature, or for languages even. So I do a lot of analysis. My senior project, which I turned in about a month ago, it was a collection of all my writings put together of all the past 2 or 3 years, however long it's been since I've been at college. 3 years. It'll be 3 years at the end of this year. But I had to put them all together. It ended up being 90 pages. 10 of the pages was just like fluff they wanted, like a resume or like little blurbs about each essay, or like a cover letter, stuff like that, or like how did you feel about your whole college experience, stuff like that. But the actual analysis, the actual papers, all the analysis together was 80 pages. So there's 80 pages worth of analysis, not stuff that go on here because a lot of it's academic. A lot of it's like literature stuff many people don't need a YouTube video on because they don't really want to. They don't need to hear about deep analysis about Pride and Prejudice, or the book, not the movie, or about I wrote one on Fight Club, which is probably my favorite one. But stuff like Orinoco or Gulliver's Travels, or even Shakespeare and Milton stuff, stuff like that. No one needs to read that kind of. No one wants to see a video on that kind of stuff. So that wouldn't be on the channel. But that ate up a lot of my motivation to write, because I was putting so much energy and so much time into that. When I was finally done with it, I didn't want to just rush into it, even though it was fun stuff, even though it's like anime I want to write. And I have about 4 unfinished analysis, one of which I'm retooling for the next ARC analysis, which I'll discuss in a few minutes. But it's just, I wasn't motivated. I was worn, I was tired all the time, and so a lot of it resulted in a lot of the free time when I had time to just relax my brain. I'd just go to video games or something like that, or even just binging anime, because it's such easier on the brain. And even anime was getting frustrating for a little bit, just because I was just so tired I couldn't follow the subtitles. I've been exhausted I've been really pushing it the past 2 or 3 years. It's been really hard to find time for myself, let alone I'm not saying YouTube should be work, because it's not. It's all for fun. And that's the way I took it. I said, I want to take YouTube not seriously. I don't want to be like a super serious YouTuber that does it full time. That's not my end goal. But I definitely don't want to put out shit, because I honestly, I'm a big viewer. I like watching my videos a lot. I call it conceited, but I like watching my videos. And the Arc Analysis video, the Haganai video, has not aged well for me. I definitely see a lot of flaws, a lot of mistakes that I made, a lot of editing mistakes, a lot of stuff I should have done, a lot of facepalmy jokes. And even though my opinion about Haganai hasn't changed, I still think the ending's crap. I'm still a big... I would argue now I'm more of a Rika fan than a Senna fan. I still love Senna to death. I still think that the series, the anime in general, was morphing more towards him being with Senna. Can't say the same about the light novel, because I've kind of skimmed read it. I haven't really read it, but even then, I still feel that Senna is like the canonical, at least within the first 8 volumes, or between the first 2 seasons of the anime. Given if you're watching this at a time when season 3 actually does exist, it definitely feels more geared towards in favor of Senna, especially the second season. You could argue that Yozora and Senna are pretty split evenly in the first season, but yeah. So again, I'm talking about Haganai, and I didn't want to discuss that, but I haven't had the motivation to write. I've been doing a lot of academic analysis. I've been doing a lot of stuff like that. So that's been what's kind of been stealing most of my time, is just writing academic analysis for school. Now, since we were talking about all the mistakes I made in the Arc Analysis video, we can discuss things to expect. So, the big question, big reason you're here, when is the next Arc Analysis? Is it even going to come out, or are you going to close the channel? I'm not going to close the channel. Like I said, I have 4 scripts that I haven't finished, and they're not going to be finished. I might as well tell you 3 of them, because the 4th one I'm working on now, I'm retooling it to my new writing style, to my new focus, and to be a future video. So, and also I've been consuming a lot more analysis. I obviously watch a lot of Matthew Matosis is a big one for analysis, for mainly video game analysis. Super Bunny Hop's another big one for video game analysis. I wouldn't be talking about video games, but obviously you got Digibro and Demolition D+, or Douchebag Chocolat is his YouTube channel. But he definitely, I'm not saying that he's an inspiration, but I've been consuming a lot of their works and a lot of other works as well. I've been watching maybe one-shot analysis, so I've been consuming a lot of analysis, not just for that too, also when doing research papers, I have to read them too. And then obviously writing my own. So my writing style, I haven't forgotten how to write. I just haven't written anything that can be published on YouTube. That's the major thing. And the analysis I have, the ones I did that aren't done, I was gonna write one on Devil May Cry, the reboot, about the ending to that actually, and how they messed it up. Mainly how they could have improved upon it. So I scrapped that pretty fast. That was that. Actually, a lot of people thought I was talking about Full Metal Alchemist. For the end that I teased, I was actually teasing the DMC reboot. I was gonna do my original plan with Arc Analysis when I was really getting into it at the beginning, was to alternate between game, video, or anime, video game, anime, video game, anime, video game, and do it like that, where I alternate between the two. And so my next one was gonna be the DMC reboot, but I ended up tossing that pretty quickly because I just didn't like where it was going, and also I was starting to get really busy with school and work at the time, so I tossed that. Next video after that was actually on, it was either a response to Haganai, or I think it was actually on Kill la Kill. I got about halfway through that script, and I just didn't like it. Mainly because at the time, because I had rewatched Kill la Kill, a lot of what I was saying could easily be countered by a couple things. I was mainly talking about how Kill la Kill wasn't as good as people thought it was, but I think Kill la Kill is an anime that's grown on me over the time, over multiple viewings, and it's not, I wouldn't say it's my favorite anime, or even close to, I would argue it's maybe a top 20 or something, but it wouldn't make a top 10 list. at all. But I definitely appreciate Kill la Kill. I've been reading a lot of analysis. I read a lot of analysis on Kill la Kill. I just decided not to do it because, I mean, I know there's a lot of people that don't like Kill la Kill for different reasons, but I couldn't find the words. I know Kill la Kill isn't perfect, but I also know it isn't shit. And I couldn't find the words to express that or how to do it, so I just axed it. I just tossed it out. And the third major arc analysis I did was Heaven's Memo Pad. I wrote about the pacing and how the pacing was issued. And I finished that script. I got like 90% done. All I had left was the conclusion. But I reread it a bunch of times and I ended up hating it. And I can't tell you why. It just felt like it was too long. The script was like 15 pages. And it was going to be super long. It was going to be like a 45-minute video for something really basic. And I just didn't like it. So I axed that as well. And all this was written over free time. And all this could have been future videos, but I just didn't like where it was going. And that's another thing, is I'm kind of a big critic on myself. I'm a big fan of myself, which means I also criticize myself a lot. And I expect, like, especially now that I understand my writing, I expect big things from my writing. So now that school's coming to an end, I have 3 weeks left. Next week is going to be a really bad week. It's really busy. I have 3 major projects due. I haven't even started any of them yet. I actually should be working on them right now, but I'm not. But I wanted to make this video to address the issues. And yeah, so we have that. We have 3 more weeks left of school, which means after 3 weeks, my schedule's open. I'm craving a big analysis, because I haven't really. I mean, I've been writing, but I haven't been writing like super detailed since like a month ago. The analysis I've written is very like 4-pagey, like 4-page papers, which are nothing. It's like, quick, get to the point and then just end it. And a lot of it's basic. I actually got to write about a little bit about anime too, which probably didn't help the cravings, because I got to mention DBZ and Metal Gear Solid 3 in the same paper, which is amazing. It's incredible when you get to reference those kind of things. So I definitely have the motivation to write right now, at least analysis, anime analysis. I have the desire, I have the time. So the end goal is to get monthly content out. The end goal for this next arc analysis, which I won't spoil for those who want to see it, it's going to be more academic based. So I guess like 5-part structure. So like intro, 3 bodies, and a conclusion-ish kind of deal. Not saying that there'll be a paragraph and then I'll move on. It'll definitely be a little more detailed. I haven't decided how I'm going to split it up yet. It might even be like 6 parts with four bodies in a way, like four concrete points. It's still in the kind of the plan. It's still in the writing phase. Still, I have all the notes I need. I just need to organize it into like concrete thoughts. So you should expect it. It's going to be serious. There's maybe 1 or 2 jokes might come in, but that's it. Very sparse jokes. It'll be kind of a little more academic, serious. Hopefully it'll be written in a way that doesn't just sound like I'm just pulling words out of my ass, and not like overly complicated, because I've never liked those either. I've always liked, in a way that people understand it that haven't read it, but also like smart, if that even makes sense. But I definitely want it. I'm going to try to eliminate references as well. I know in the Haganai video I make a couple of references to God of War, to Naruto, and as I've developed as a writer, I've kind of developed a hatred for references, because especially if you don't know the reference, it just confuses you more. So it's just better to try to explain it in a way that everybody understands, referring back to the source material. So not really referencing like a secondary material, unless it's like a compare and contrast, which I might do in the future. Probably am going to do in the future, a compare and contrast. But I also want to incorporate some live footage, kind of, which I won't spoil what the live footage would be for. It wouldn't be like an AVGN or Angry Video Game Nerd or a nostalgia critic, if I can talk. It wouldn't be like those skits or like funny. It'd be kind of serious and kind of like to summarize what's going on. A little more filmy. Some people would say like hipstery, or I guess, but I don't know. I want to incorporate that kind of stuff. I want to make these like engaging for the audience in terms of how they think about it, or like maybe have them like maybe explain a point and have them like kind of like come to an understanding. which is a lot of my favorite shows, a lot of my favorite books, a lot of my favorite animes, a lot of my favorite movies, they kind of challenge the viewer to like ask a question. And that's the kind of videos I want to put out. I want to put out a video that maybe gets you to question something, or maybe even if it doesn't, even if maybe you say this is dumb, you know, this is a stupid question, even just to get to think about it, or even maybe open eyes a little bit, or even just kind of hear my opinion. Like, you know, I disagree with you completely, but that was cool, I guess. That was interesting. That's the kind of stuff I want to publish with this next arc analysis. So it's going to be extremely experimental. I don't even know if it's going to work. These people might hate it, people might love it, I don't know, but I'm going to make it. Like I said, end goal is early July, end of June. That's my goal, and then from there do monthly content. I can't promise that, as I will still be working full time, but definitely, you know, as long as nothing comes up, it should be like obtainable, because what I'll do is I'll do a week of writing and then 2 weeks of editing, or 3 weeks of editing, and then by the end of time I'll be ready to upload, because I'll have a lot more time in my hands, because I won't have to kind of couple work with school. I'll just be working and then seeing my girlfriend. So there'll definitely be some more time, more free time to do editing and analysis and that kind of stuff. So obviously, as you can hear, I have a better audio because I got a new mic. The benefit of having my own money and paying for my own stuff is that I can buy whatever the hell I want. And I've got a Snowball. It's not the best mic, it's not a Yeti, but for what I'm doing, I've been doing light streaming with it, which I'll talk about at the end. But it's a very high quality mic, and I really like it a lot. So definitely my audio's improved, which means better for you guys too, better for that. Writing's improved, obviously. Footage I've already talked about. Like I said, there's also the possibility, I have right now a gaming backup channel, which I use to upload streams. I use it to upload like stream highlights and whatnot. So that's there. But with the last like 3 minutes I have, I just wanted to address, I've already talked about some of the issues with the Haganai video. Obviously writing issues I've mentioned. Those will be fixed in the future video. I did get a chance to read the last 3 volumes of the light novel. It's shitty. Anyone who's wanting to watch it, don't bang. You don't want a season 3 at all, because the ending is just crap. I'm not gonna spoil it. Someone already talked about it in another video. I think his name's like manga I don't know. Someone linked it in the comment to the arc analysis video. And I think it's actually in, like, if it's like in the related videos, it's on there. I don't know if he tagged me in his video or what, but the ending to the volume is just shit. And there's a bunch of drama with it. There's a bunch of like, oh, you know, the author kind of fucked up and everything. And it's like, it could easily be its whole video, and I'm not going to spend all day talking about it. I just want to tell you, the ending's still shit. My opinions about the anime ending hasn't changed. It's still shit. I still don't like it. And the audio issues are obviously going to be fixed because of this new mic. At the time when I was recording it, I was using a Turtle Beach headset, which is a piece of shit. It's fine for gaming, but not for anything else. So definitely with this Snowball, and then with my computer's still a beast. It still does things really fast, so rendering and doing all the editing shouldn't be that bad. So yeah, so that's it for this video. Some shameless plugs to kind of end the video. I'm gonna probably put background music, so if you want that, I'll put each one in the description at the bottom. I'll say which one. I might even put a little like tab up on the video. I haven't edited this yet, obviously. I'm just recording the audio. I might put a tab on the bottom of the video that says like what song is playing, just for you guys, just for reference. But in terms of like shameless plugs, obviously I referenced that I've been streaming. I have a Twitch account, twitch.tv/therealagent81. Anyone who's seen my older videos, that's my old handle. That was my old original handle before I switched to the 81st Chosen one. So I do streaming. I haven't streamed in like 2 weeks, I'll be honest, just because I've been really busy with school for the past 2 weeks. This week's kind of been my first slow week in a while. But I've been streaming Fire Emblem Fates just off of like not a shitty webcam. I've been doing the best I can without a Capture 3DS. So I'm gonna try to stream more frequently. I don't know if it'll take over a lot. I was streaming kind of like 2 or 3 days a week, and it just kind of died just because of time. But I'll probably start streaming again maybe in the next like 2 weeks or so. I'm planning, I might stream Overwatch. I haven't decided yet. Obviously, I love the game because it's been in there, but I also have a Twitter at crjarvis81. That's the easiest way to get a hold of me. That's the easiest way to find out what I'm doing. I also complain a lot about current airing anime. And yeah, so that's it. Those are the really quick plugs. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. So take care.